Hello and welcome to WSTC News. I'm Zach Schneider.
And I'm Shakayla McCamick. This student-operated newscast is brought to you by the Belmont-Harrison Career Center and St. Clairsville High School.
First up today, it's been 1 year since President Trump took office, and there is one area the president has made a lasting impact. That is on the nation's courts. President Trump, with the help of Republicans in the Senate, won confirmation for 23 federal judges, including one Supreme Court Justice, Neil Gorsuch, 12 Circuit Court judges, and 10 District Court judges. It is the fastest appointed of judges in nearly 50 years, and it is indefinitely far more than President Obama appointed at his time during his presidency. And because high-level federal judges and Supreme Court justices serve for their entire lives, the impact of these appointments could last for generations. 2016, an estimated 56% of Republican voters said the Supreme Court was the most important factor of their support of Donald Trump. But the White House is also making the mark on the lower courts, where the president is looking to fill 145 vacancies nationwide. Those courts included federal appeal courts, which rule on thousands of cases a year, decisions that will shape Americans' lives for the next 40 to 50 years.
Next, many people across the Ohio Valley are taking steps to protect themselves from the flu, which includes not having too much direct contact. But there are some areas you should be extra careful about when you share equipment, like the gym. Since we are in the middle of flu season, sometimes you have to stay home if you aren't feeling well. Some medical personnel say that if your body is trying to fight off an illness by working out, you're only beating your body up and breaking down muscles. There are also precautions that you can take when you go to the gym. Wipe down every piece of equipment that you plan on using before and after. Also, make sure you wear clean clothes for your workout. Drinking plenty of water and maintaining a healthy diet is also key. For our next story, the snowbird has been busy. You may have received several notifications of school delays or cancellations. The recent snowy weather has certainly affected many area school calendars. Here's WSTC reporter Zach Schneider with the story.
With 7 cancellations and 4 two-hour delays, we speak to students and staff on how the recent weather has affected them.
The weather's affected me by not allowing me to go to my extracurriculars, so it's been good to have the break and be able to sleep in and get rest, but it's been terrible because the St.C. singers, we weren't allowed to go to our comp because the weather was so bad the one day. So it's been good, but it's also been really bad because we've all kind of been stranded at our houses and not been able to go anywhere for 2 weeks.
It has made some people think twice about going out in the extremely cold temperatures, and it also has made some people think about whether or not they should go out in regard to how well the roads have been salted and cindered. One thing that you have to remember when this kind of weather, salt doesn't work once you get below 15 degrees very well.
With 85 days of school left, students are preparing for more possible snow and cancellations. This has been Zach Schneider with WSTC News. Don't change that dial. Stay tuned for more WSTC News.
Who will be this week's special guest on Conversation Corner? And of course, WSTC Sports.
You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Let's carry on and take advantage of the opportunities offered at the Belmont-Harrison Career Centers and learn a trade while earning your high school diploma at the same time. Check out interesting and challenging programs right now. Business, skilled trades, technical, mechanical, or personal services. You'll find Belmont-Harrison Career Centers facilities and programs truly amazing. See your guidance counselor or call the Belmont-Harrison Career Centers today at 740-695-9130 or visit their website at www.bhccenters.com.
Hello, and welcome to the new interview segment of WSTC News. I'm Caden Rine, and our special guest today is Coach Hicks.
Thank you.
Coach Hicks is a chemistry teacher here at St. Clairsville High School and also a member of the staff for the Red Devil football team. So, what are a few of your favorite things to do?
Do you mean hobbies?
Yes.
Here? That's not on the cue cards. No, my favorite hobbies, actually one of them, some may know, I like to fish. That's one of my summer hobbies. Bass fishing to be exact. I like walking creeks, I like going to ponds, usually a lot of exercise with it. The other thing is I'm a big fan of like old 80s and 90s cartoons, Transformers. Like I'm trying to slowly get my son into it. I'm making him. I won't let him watch anything else pretty much. So Paw Patrol's out the door, Transformers are in the door. Okay. So yeah, I like old 80s and 90s cartoons, whether it's He-Man or G.I. Joe is a big one. But Transformers is probably my favorite. X-Men, Spider-Man, they're good too. But yeah, that's my hobbies.
What are a few of your favorite things about teaching or coaching?
Favorite things about teaching and coaching. Probably number one is that something's different every day. It's not the same. It's never the same. There's days that have the same outlook, same structure, but one student could be having a down day. Everyone else could be having an up day, and you got to balance it. So every single aspect of my day is different. Obviously, I get to teach my content, what I like, so that's always fun. Coaching is important because it keeps me active, it keeps me involved in everything, and it just keeps me busy.
Let's step away from the questions for a minute, and I'll tell you a funny scientific joke. Did you hear oxygen and magnesium got together, like OMG?
I can't say my joke back. I can't say it on TV, then I'll be...
What is your favorite place to eat?
Actually, my favorite place to eat is probably Chipotle. I'm a big fan of Chipotle, always have. When I was in college, I used to actually eat there maybe sometimes twice a day, and when I went twice a day, I would get 2 burritos. I'd take some home.
Very interesting.
It was awesome. A lot of bulking going on, all right? So my wife actually gets really mad. I also like, I don't know if you guys know if you've ever heard of it, but Uncle Pete's was good, but they just recently closed. But I like Abby's. Abby's, everyone's familiar with that place. Not because I don't have anything specific I like there, but I just always have a good time and I always get good food there.
Name 3 things that your students probably don't know about you.
Well, the other day they learned that I could tap dance, but only a little bit. Just enough to make it look like I'm good at it, something. Someday. Maybe if there's enough bonuses and tips and stuff, maybe I'll do a tap dance, I don't know. But actually I am, one thing that a lot of people don't know about me is I'm actually the 3rd, meaning my grandfather is senior, my father is junior. I'm actually the 3rd in my family. I didn't carry it on with my son. A lot of people actually do know this one, but maybe some don't. Me and my wife have actually been dating since sophomore year. So that means, thank you. She wouldn't say it that way. She'd say, but anyways, honestly, without joking, it's been 16 years. We've been together this year, so that's pretty crazy. So, claps. Trust me, it was rough, but no, just kidding. And little jokes in there. Actually, one of probably the biggest things people don't know about me, or maybe some can kind of, I had no plan on teaching. It kind of just happened. I was looking for jobs in a lab, and then I was also looking for sales jobs, and by chance, someone called me from back here, a relative, and said, hey, we need a substitute teacher to last for a whole year. You got a degree, you're responsible, you can do it. So I did it, I liked it, so I went back to school again, and that's how I got into teaching. So it wasn't in the cards, it wasn't ever my plan, it just kind of happened.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for being on today's show.
Well, thank you.
We have learned a lot about you, and since I had you in the past, we are very lucky to have you here at St. Clairsville High School. And stay tuned for next week's Conversation Corner segment. Up next, WSTC Sports.
All season, teams from the Ohio Valley have been preparing for the OVAC swim meet, along with regionals and hopefully states. That first goal can be crossed off the list for St. Clairsville. It was a day to remember for St. Clairsville as both the boys and girls earned their first OVAC title in school history. The win also knocks the 5-time reigning champions of Lindsley from the top spot on the podium. The Red Devils supplied 399 points in girls action, as Lindsley followed with 352. Freshman Maggie Marody placed the St.C. girls with a school record in the 200 and a pool record in the 500 freestyle race. The boys of St. Clairsville took home the crown with 429 points ahead of runner-up Lindsley with 221 points. STC senior Michael DeBetta led the boys team in the 200 IM while also anchoring both the 400 relay and 200 relay squads in victory. For our final sports segment, the middle of January may mean hot chocolate and building snowmen for the average teen, but for Ohio Valley wrestlers, this is the time for the biggest wrestling tournament of the year.
Here at Wesbanco Arena, high school students from 41 different schools are here to compete to see who is the best of the best at the 75th annual Ron Mock Tournament.
Well, high school is different from middle school wrestling just by the matches being longer, more intense. In our wrestling room, we have a board with all the high school WSTC placers on it, and it's a great big deal to us.
It's one of the biggest conference tournaments in America, and you're fighting for a spot on the top 8 of 41 other teams competing. It's something special when you get out there and wrestle. You got much adrenaline pumping. You just want to get it over with and get out there.
The St.C. wrestling team had a successful run at the OVAC tournament, led by head coaches Joel Sanson and Bobby Richmond. Senior Michael Van Nest advanced to the consolation quarterfinal. Sophomore 152-pounder Reese Skaggs placed 8th overall. Sophomore 120-pounder Quentin Elerick placed 8th. And freshman 113-pounder Cohen Kish placed 3rd overall. The St.C. wrestling team finished the tournament in 13th place out of 41 teams with 91.5 points.
Coming in, it's a really prestigious tournament. It's kind of an honor just to be seated at a tournament this large and this prestigious, and I'm hoping for many great things in the future here.
Reporting for WSTC News, this is Shakayla McCamick.
Well, that's all the time we have for WSTC News Update. Thanks for watching.
Stay classy, stay warm, and have a great week.